to the Molly nigga, doggone fixes. The words to the projects, jump over fences. The devil eat Christians. I am a dead man, my life was a fiction. My death a myth. Can you get the drift? We about to make moves, bread about to shift. Blood on the iceberg history. Rolex robbery, gangland mystery. Tattoo teardrops, crime scene heresy. Fat God hungry, nigga, food don't miss me. Master the pentateuch in the penitentiary. Master your mind, nigga, master your memory. Savagery, Moors from the turn of the 8th to the 15th century. Allow me to speak, please, teach, please. I'm what the 5th Beatle be. I'm what the 5th Beatle might be. I'm not the one to deceive, boy. I'm the last thing that a dead nigga see, boy. Chemical Ali, artificial lean, nigga. Martin Luther King, nigga. Nothing for a sleeper but a dream, nigga. AA's a teacher, Rashid's a fiend. Rocket love is blind, hotter than July. Every day is fucking summer. Every day is summer when you motherfucking high. Sun said, God bless the dead though. Nothing come to a sleepy nigga but the feds though. Hey, word to my birth, nigga. Glass on the casket, Hermes hearse. Horse in the carriage, Duke in the Duchess. OG Kush in the Duchess. Hit a few corners, slopes for the functions. Let me hold something, nigga. Let me hold something. There, bro. Let me hold something for the hoes get you. Man, for real. That little bit of money, that shit burn in your pocket, man, bro. Come on, do something with that shit, man. You finna fuck that off. Girl. Yeah. Yeah. Throwing that money. Throw it at me. Fuck you talking about. Yeah. Let me hold something for the hoes get you. For real. Yeah. 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 Tell them dirty. Diggs doing JR. Shout out. Yeah. Shout out to the motherfucking what you call it. And the what you call it. You know what I mean? Cause we did it again. For real. Lighthouse. You in the building. Legend. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, who rap like this? Who rap like this? Who say shit like this? Word to my birth, glass on the casket, Hermes hearse. Horse in the carriage, Duke and the Duchess, OG Kush and the Duchess. Hit a few corners. Slopes for the functions. Let me hold something. Matter of fact, you know what? Fiends only want cut. Shit hit different on the wake up. Fake dope feel all different in their guts. See, I'm not no rapper, right? But I do have some references for my favorite moments in the art form that I call from or I use as a metric and a reference for what I think is good. So, in the age of the hypernormalization of everything, it is hypernormal for the populace to expect a narrative coming from the art form of hip-hop to have a message in it that is of extreme hyper testosteronial like this. And then that message psychologically has to be then filtered through drug references and death killing references. You have to, in bars, highlight, and this is essentially what marginalizes the art form. However, if that's what we're dealing with, and if that's what we got to talk about, right, to get $2, let's see who does it interestingly now. You heard? So I understand what mumble rap was about. Mumble rap, and Oba told me this the other day. He said mumble rap is a child of the blues, and as a child of the blues, it is a child of the venue called the juke joint. So the juke joint is where people who get it how they live commiserate at night. Usually the juke joint is on the weekend. So the men don't get up the next day and go to church. So what happened was, and this is a beautiful documentary on Netflix about the blues and about the brother who they said sold his soul to the devil and was one of the initial people from the 27 Club, right? And of people who died at the age of 27, Robert Johnson. And this brother was demonized because he was such a great juke joint player, where none of the people wanted to go to church the next day because they was having fun paying him, and these brothers used to get paid to perform. So you had to be lit. You had to know how to sing, and you had to know what was the sentimentality of the people. You had to listen to the voice of the people and hear what the people was feeling and saying. So when you listen to the pulse of what the people is saying right now, the people is always looking for answers. They're always looking for answers, and a lot of times people underestimate the listener. As humans, we are always in a market of self-help. You always trying to help yourself. You are always trying to help yourself. You heard? This is the statistics have brought back and said that the biggest demographic of people seeking self-help, they say, on the planet are women. Now that is a guide to humanity if you but only knew. You follow what they do, because they the ones that are the manufacturers of you. They Xerox copy your ass and make you and manifest you. What's interesting to them is interesting to the life as you know it. So if self-help is interesting, if self-help is something that is always on the mind of the human, then you have to divest oneself from your own ego and insert self-help remedies inside of the art form. And I don't care if you're talking about dope dealing. I don't care if you're talking about killing niggas. You heard? You gotta do that shit instructionally, and not like you telling niggas how to do it, but you telling people about the experiences surrounding those negative experiences that are aligned with the messianic message coming from the street. The streets have messiahs. The streets have messiahs. All these great speakers, all of our great teachers of the past. Malcolm is a street person. Malcolm X, may peace be upon him, may Allah be pleased with him. He was a street person, you heard? Who did everything you could do in the street to eat, you heard? And transformed himself alchemically into the purest thing that you could be, you heard? The coroner said that was one of the cleanest cadavers that he ever seen in his entire career. That's how pure that man was in his sentimentality concerning his, his moral high ground. You heard? So, we all shall die on the things that we stand on. So we can see now, what people want to die for, what they gonna die for. So that's the conversation. But this conversation is brought to you by my folks at the Children of the Wave. Shout out to the skaters in LA. Shout out to my homeboy Captain Trap over there at 122. You know what I'm saying? Stony and them, Trey Dot and the homies. You know what I mean? All of the homies, for real. Skaters is very important. I be telling people that if you dealing with anything dealing with art and entertainment, and it encroaches upon music, you sell your music to people who have a functional apparatus to something that they do on the side, or that's the actual work. So people always are traveling. When my first interface with music and the music that I love is I was experiencing it because it was really a blessing to have a Walkman. If you could have a Walkman and be able to not get your head split open on the New York City subway stations in 1988, 89, 90, 91, to have a Walkman, nigga, you a legend. So my favorite songs, I used to have the yellow Sony Sports Walkman. I still got one. You heard? Shout out to Sin. Got me one from back in the day, right? Like this. But you remember the headphones that came with it? The yellow ones? And then it had the first buds that they now using. But they buds was all silver. And them shits was like little speakers. If you didn't have them in your ear, you would light up the train back in the day. I'm surprised I can still hear a little bit. Because I used to be playing my music loud as fuck. Because I wanted not only me to hear it, I wanted everybody around me to hear it, to know what was going on. It's some ill shit with music. Like when you drink, and I'm going to get back to my point, when you drink and you go to the club and you listen to the music, you start thinking that you the one making everybody excited. That ever happened to you? You be at the club in front of the DJ or something, and then you think that it's you that's DJing the party. That is some shit. That's some vestige of human psychology that is like no other. But my point, my first interface with the music that I love was in direct conjunction to a utility of life, of living. I was trying to get from one place to another. So I was playing the music that can help me get from one place to another. And the music that I used to listen to in the morning, I used to listen to Brand Nubian. I used to listen to One for All. And then after that, I used to listen to Soul to Soul. I used to have the tape ready with the Ready, Are You Ready? That was my shit. I used to have that on. Like I'm playing One for All, getting ready, going to school, walking. But when I get on the train that's about to be in Manhattan, when I'm on that A train, I need that. What's going on? Tell me what's going on. It's cold, fresh air. Feel the memory. When that shit happens to you, and I think when you're younger, you got more of your nervous system. You lose your nervous system as you get older, and you be doing all that fuck shit, drinking Hennessy and all that, trying to keep up with the Joneses and all that. You know what I mean? You kill a lot of shit. You heard? And the way you used to get high when you was little, that ain't how you get high no more. It take you longer to get high now. You need a whole bunch of stupid shit to get high now. You heard? It take you extreme shit to start it. Listen, let me tell you something. The people I grew up with, niggas is desensitized. I swear to God, the niggas I be talking to, niggas be telling war stories and shit. Horrific shit. Niggas be laughing while they telling the stories. Generationally, people is just desensitized as fuck. For real. It's like hell. So this music is crazy though. I'm talking smack. Dog Food Part 2. Ooh, that shit crazy. That shit crazy. Y'all heard it. And my little brother produced that. Shout out to Lighthouse. Cold legend. Watch. I listen to everything, but this shit, my shit is, this different. This is different. This is a good one. What these niggas talking about? Crazy, crazy. That shit up. Watch. Now this shit wanna act cute. Don't start acting funny now. When I got everybody here listening. It's some stupid shit. This shit they gotta do comedy about this. Nigga gonna be talking to computers.
Nigga gonna be like this, actually having a complaint to another human, beefing about a computer. This stupid fucking computer. Niggas is doing that now. What if they cut the computer off? How you gonna get money if all your pride was in the computer? Here you go.
Yeah. Turn the light up on this motherfucker so I can see this shit. Yeah. Right. Yeah. 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 Word to my birth. Glass on the casket. Hermes hearse. Horse in the carriage. Duke in the Duchess. OG Kush in the Duchess. Hit a few corners. Slopes for the function. Let me hold something. Matter of fact, you know what? Fiends only one cut. Shit hit different on the wake up. Fake dope feel all different in their guts. Figure out how to sniff a bricks truck. Tears in the rain. Hot pain from a lane. Coke in they slang, nigga. Cradle to the graveyard. Brave in the center yard. Truth is the knife if your life is a sentence. Jail shit can't kill. Able like a menace. God is the light at the end of a pipe, nigga. Sticks on the boxes. Ricks on the foxes. 17 shots. Word to the Molly, nigga, doggone fixes. The words to the project, jump over fences. The devil eat Christians. I am a dead man, my life was a fiction. My death a myth. Can you get the drift? We about to make moves, bread about to shift. Blood on the iceberg history. Rolex robbery, gangland mystery. Tattoo teardrops, crime scene heresy. Fat God hungry, nigga, food don't miss me. Master the pentateuch in the penitentiary. Master your mind, nigga, master your memory. Savagery, Moors from the turn of the 8th to the 15th century. Allow me to speak, please, teach, please. I'm what the 5th Beatle be. I'm what the 5th Beatle might be. I'm not the one to deceive, boy. I'm the last thing that a dead nigga see, boy. Chemical Ali, artificial lean, nigga. Martin Luther King, nigga. Nothing for a sleeper but a dream, nigga. AA's a teacher, Rashid's a fiend. Rocket lovers blind, hotter than July. Every day is fucking summer. Every day is summer when you motherfucking high. Sunset, God bless the dead though. Nothing come to a sleepy nigga but the feds though. Hey, word to my birth, nigga. Glass on the casket, Hermes hearse. Horse in the carriage, Duke in the Duchess. OG Kush in the Duchess. Hit a few corners, slopes for the functions. Let me hold something, nigga. Let me hold something. Yeah, bro. Let me hold something for the hoes get you, man. For real. That little bit of money, that shit burning your pocket, man, bro. Come on, do something with that shit, man. You finna fuck that off. You heard? Yeah. Yeah. Throwing that money. Throw it at me. Fuck you talking about. Yeah. Let me hold something for the hoes get you. For real. Yeah. 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 Tell them dirty. Diggs, Lloyd, JR. Shout out. Yeah. Shout out to the motherfucking what you call it and the what you call it. You know what I mean? Because we did it again. For real. Lighthouse. You in the building. Legend. Yeah. Yeah.
Fire. 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 That's a moment to me. That's a moment to me. But this type of shit ain't gonna be recognized until a nigga check out. I already know how this go.
Yeah.
You gotta die.
And turn the light up on this motherfucker so I can see this shit. Yeah.
That's why you gotta do other shit.
Right.
You gotta do other shit. Listen, if you just doing one thing, say you just a rapper, and you ain't got nothing else going, the rap shit is not going, it's not going to carry you over into the other shit if you got a high degree of proficiency in it. A lot of rappers, you look at the new formula, there's some game. Some people had to come in the game as beat makers. Some people came in the game as hook writers. Some people came in the game as stylists. You heard? You gotta have other areas of expertise. I bet you it's a rapper right now that started shooting music videos. You just don't know it. The nigga just progressed. He always had multiple things to do. So you wearing all these hats until one get recognized. You heard? But the way to make a brand become an essential component of some cultural paradigm is you gotta have some other shit going. So people hear about me now from the work done years ago teaching. But then there's a new interesting metric that I have students that arrive via music. The Messiah is important. The Messiah is everywhere. My mother used to tell me it's only 36 Messiahs on the planet at one time. And that if one passes away, another one is born. And that's a cosmology, of course. But it's here to show you how important the messianic word is. Yeah? For real. Brother Luke Cage, I don't even know. I ain't even named that song yet, Lord. For real. For real. I was talking smack. This, like my brother Planet Asia said, is stock footage. It's mental stock footage. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Let me hold something for the hoes get you, man. For real.
We around all these. Yo, I don't know, man. I hope y'all really recognize what's going on, and you don't let your oppressor mind, and you don't let that colonizer in your brain tell you how to think about this period in time we in. I see everybody want everybody to compete. They want niggas to compete. That's the last thing on people's minds. The last resort for humans participating and watching as the world unfolds as a collective. They want people to compete. And this is interesting. This is the time when everybody is supposed to be telling these niggas that, you know what, your songs and shit was cute. That was all right. But why y'all never collabed in 1990, 1991, 92? When y'all was making all that great music, why y'all ain't never, where's your collaborations? They supposed to be showing their collaborations. This is a time when they unifying everybody around the crisis, but niggas is laughing and joking and don't seem to have a feel for a crisis. You heard? The general populace of niggas. I'm not talking about the 1% of you and I. Because as you can see, there ain't a lot of motherfuckers that's really hip to what we do. We micro-influencers. People look to see what we doing, and they can, the best and brightest can take what they see and manifest and do something great and significant with us and what they gain. And then the greatest among that group are the ones who come back and reach back for you. You know what I'm saying? And reach back. So, how you gonna get somebody to reach back for you and help you when you sitting up always steady trying to, you know how much bullshit I go through fucking with this. I don't like hip hop. You heard? Because I grew up around jazz musicians as a child. This is a fact. You heard? Jazz musicians don't sit up and have beefs. You heard? They don't sit up and have no fucking beefs. You heard? They shared stages all over the world. In fact, jazz money, rap money can't fuck with jazz money. You heard? I don't believe the numbers in rap money. You heard? Because I don't have none. Right? And I know from what I've seen for putting people sitting in seats consistently and listening to some shit, and then the fact that you can, as a jazz musician, record somebody else's fucking song and put it on your album, and then also create your own compositions and have jazz quartets, and y'all traveling all over the world. Do you know who love jazz? When you go to jazz concerts, you think it's a bunch of niggas there? You think it's a bunch of niggas, well-dressed niggas there with fedoras on and shit, you know, and fur coats? No, we save that shit for the raps. You heard? Japanese, Europeans, and highly cultured, rich, upper crust whites listen to jazz music. You heard? They have been grandfathered into that sound since jazz's first use, which was a commercial instrument. Jazz was used to sell the experience of the prohibition. You heard? I don't give a fuck what you say. Drink, smoke you some reefer, and drink something and listen to jazz. If you really an adult or you a very wise person, you can ask somebody who know about this. Majority of the jazz musicians was heroin addicts. Why do you think that I named, and I'm curating for you, my first official album that I call an album, Dog Food? It is an homage to heroin and the great things that heroin has done for jazz. You know, some of the greatest tunes that you ever heard that got sampled and then inserted in some weird, phenomenal way into another substrata of a genre of black music that deals with drugs. The samples from dope music is now put into crack music. All that shit is dope. So why would I make and then the second album, which was this it's like a cousin album to Dog Food Horse. Horse is the same shit. We use jazz as the grounding principle for the music, and that's why my album is timeless. It cannot be time stamped. You heard? Trump Chew, Ask Mommy, Bok Choy, Snackavelli. These shits is classic. Horse shits, Rice. I ain't even put Horse on iTunes yet. You heard? I ain't even do that yet. The Dog Food that's on iTunes is straight playable. You can play it from the beginning to the end. You heard? And it's timeless. They're going to be playing it in the future because I'm rapping like I'm a jazz instrument. I'm rapping like I'm improvising. I'm rapping uncontrived. I'm not trying to actually rap. I'm simply expressing what I perceive, what I have perceived. My mental stock footage, I transferred it into words, verbiage. And then to the amazing beats. Michelangelo, J.R., Noy, Dirty Diggs, The Guidance of Planet Asia, Scans on the track, Lighthouse on the track, the features, Sin, Black Dot, Al Davino on Horse, Aaron Cooks on Horse. You heard? Who featured? The only feature I had on Dog Food was Planet Asia, I think. Classic. You heard? So we did the same thing. Part 2 is crazy. Oh, look. It's an earthquake, y'all. Word to my mother. It's an earthquake. It's an earthquake. My shit shaking. People gonna call me and ask me if they felt it. And y'all gonna see it on the news. It's still tremoring. It's an earthquake, yo. Yo, it's a small tremor. That's word the mother. That's crazy. I be telling people I felt them shits. You can feel them shits out here. You heard? The earth be moving, boy. It ain't just me. Look at that. While we talking, the earth start moving. That's crazy. I felt that's the first time I felt the earthquake though was in New York in 88, 89. And it was weird because I was walking down a hallway in my apartment in my mama's house, and I could swore I took 2 steps of the same step. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I felt that shit. I said, holy shit, we on the 15th floor, nigga. Right? So then I go, get the fuck out of here, right? Boom. So then I go, you felt that? My mama opened the door. Everybody on our floor opened their door. It was like, you felt that? Then we could hear the people opening their door all through the building, and then everybody start walking down the stairs so they could get outside. That shit felt it. Crazy. You heard? Who would your family revenge if you died from an earthquake, nigga? That's like drowning. Who you gonna get mad at? Is your people's gonna stop drinking water because you drowned? That's one of the paradoxes. You heard? But back to what I was saying before we was interrupted by the earth or received our omen. What we talk about is real and what's need to be said. Word is bond. We supposed to be unifying. Jazz is better than the hip hop shit because the jazz is predicated solely on skill sets. You heard? And you dealing with people who have instruments and they have to learn how to play music as well as read and write it and compose it and stay in time. You heard? So you never see Art Blakey having arguments with none of his contemporaries. You never seen John Coltrane had a fight with Charlie Parker. You heard? John Coltrane, he had a shootout with Miles Davis. Get the fuck out of here. You heard? You know? So, peace, Bashara. I see you, King. Shout out to my brother Bashara. Bashara got the remedies. Bashara, you got people, you got our family, our extended family from Brooklyn who's out in Arizona hit me and told me you got the anti-radiation going on. You know what I mean? And the healing. For real. That's right. Put that info in there. See, brother Bashar said Charlie Mingus used to knock dudes out though. I believe that. You can hear it. It sound like it. For real. Now, you know it's always backstories. I used to hear backstories with Branford Marcellus and Winton about the jazz greats and how they was humans too and savages and beasts and all of that. But the interesting thing, the most interesting component, the one thing about jazz as opposed to hip hop, you heard, is this. Hip hop is a child of poverty. And as a child of poverty, hip hop has this nuance associated with it attracts dissension. You heard? And where years ago, without context, the young people don't see how morphologically their culture became violent. It never was the rappers. Back when I was young, the most violent. Y'all is really lucky. The streets is really cool right now. This is really the most peaceful the streets have ever been. And I bet y'all can speak for people here in Los Angeles as well. That the Los Angeles of 1990, 91, 92, even 95, 96 is not the one of now. And nor is the New York of our eras so we living in a blessed time, right? So why is the music lack instructional merit. You know? Why is it so sparingly, it's not inserted in there? There is because of the Renaissance, there is the voice of God is back in the sound. You heard? And you see that. We among the greatest time period ever for music that I've ever experienced. I've never seen so many talented people that's right here in front of us, that is not far outside of our reach, and that have overwhelmingly done more. Griselda, for example, done more in the shortest time than people who have been in the game for years. This is nothing short of a messianic prophecy, an omen of sorts. It's like a meteor, an asteroid, bro. And then when these type of meteors and asteroids pass your planet, you better pay attention, and you better be doing everything that you can to use all of the meaningful pieces of meaningful information that are bound you, that's around you. This ain't the time for dissension. This ain't the time to be trying to divide your people. You heard? This is the thing. All in together now. All in together now means this. You heard? Proficiency. If we got a goal, and the goal is to aim, and the goal is to meet the target with precision, and everybody has the weaponry to do so, why do we think oftentimes that the oldest person with a gun is the one that got to be in the front, or the youngest one got to be in the front? We get caught up egotistically and in a longing for life that we don't pay attention to actual ability. We don't enhance or honor ability. And Ryan speaks about this. How in this Western man psychology, they will somebody will sit up and tell you all day about, especially out here, people be name dropping. You heard? Niggas be like this. My cousin and them do this, or my so-and-so do this. But don't have nothing of themselves that they offer. You heard? So there's no emphasis on ability or those who know, and exalting those people. You heard? The tide of that is changing. Now you see ability is starting to come to the front, and it's changing culture. It's changing culture in a way that it never was changed before. Can you imagine how difficult it is to participate in black culture as it is expressed in hip hop and have fun at the same time? And when I say have fun, we dealing with music. Music is supposed to be a spiritual tool, man. What I know you niggas ain't listening to music to get you scared. You want a nigga to scare you? Do you listen to niggas music because you want to get scared? I don't. I want to be influenced by the music. I actually want to be. I want to live vicariously. These brothers who is now rapping is like superheroes to me. These brothers are like superheroes to me. This is why I love this particular period of the hip hop shit now. I love this shit because these brothers is like superheroes, bro. It's like you and I can live vicariously through them. You heard? This is the persona I get. Like we back in 86. Cause to me, when the first time I seen Big Daddy Kane, I felt like I seen a god. The first time I seen Biz Markie, I felt like I seen a god. The first time I seen Rakim on Gates Avenue in a row of what you call it, Jeeps, and all black Jeeps. We was on Clinton and Gates. I seen him like this at the light. we was like we seen it was like we seen Farrakhan. You heard? That's how it resonated. And now I'm getting that same sentimentality out of the artists that are available and around us. And I don't know what people's expectations is with music. My expectation is for the greatest rapper of our era or of our time or a group of rappers for that matter, for that shit to turn into a whole film endeavor, a high-end media thing where they get so far beyond us that as they should. You heard? This shit's supposed to be different, and we gonna make it like that for real, because the greatest thing that can happen to a rapper should not be that you die. You heard? That's a sorry ass connection to our culture that niggas is targeting our brothers. That's why I be telling niggas, once you get to a certain level with this rap shit, you supposed to have off-duty police with you that you tell not to play with nobody and to shoot and then ask questions later. You heard? With these niggas. Because I'm telling you this. This is why a lot of niggas with big bankrolls, they can't really help a lot of street niggas, because a lot of street niggas ain't shit. These niggas want to tie these niggas up, man. These niggas don't want to do nothing creative. You could be, say you got a bankroll today or tomorrow and you want to help niggas. Say you got $10 million today or tomorrow and you wanted to help niggas that you admired your whole life. You heard? For some street shit. And you told them niggas, listen, I'm going to give you $1 million. I want you to go to school though, son. I want you to go enroll in this program because I know you brilliant. That nigga going to get you lined up and think you trying to play him. You heard? Yo, that shit's crazy. It always made me think about this. If you ask a nigga, say, yo, hey man, let me get $50,000. And the nigga say, okay, well, what you gonna do with it? He said, well, I don't know yet. You lost that money already. Because you don't know what the fuck you gonna do with it. No how. You gonna fuck it off. You heard? So, a lot of street niggas, they whole hustle is skipping the line and using prowess, they jail narratives, and then niggas just be scared of them and dick riding. And be a lot of dick riding because niggas be afraid of these niggas. So, they don't need no abilities. You heard? So these niggas just be around actually blocking ability in some measure. You heard? Because the bag got to take care of the niggas that is that lack merit and ability. They just grandfathered in because of the circumstance and the allegiance and the association and the loyalty to the motherfucking streets. Now I'm going to tell you something. Who was jazz musicians loyal? Who is the white boys beefing with? When the white boys come out with a rock group, Motley Crue don't fight Black Sabbath. They don't meet up and have fights. Anthrax don't fight Metallica. They share the same stages. You heard? So it's something in the slavery imprint, behaviorally. You heard? There's this thing of lack inside the Negro that the Negro feels to maintain his little piece of heaven. He have to deny everybody else heaven. You heard? He got to put everybody else in purgatory in order for him to secure himself his little slice of pie. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting, but I'm not complaining, because I'm gonna tell you something. I found a pocket, and I found something that I could do that nobody could do, and that's be me.
Yeah.
I promise you. And I do that shit good. For real. I do good telling niggas what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, word to my birth. Glass on the casket, Hermes hearse. Horse in the carriage, Duke in the Duchess. OG Kush in the Duchess. Hit a few corners, slopes for the function. Let me hold something. Matter of fact, you know what? Fiends only one cut. Shit hit different on the wake up. Fake don't feel all different in their guts. Figure out how to sniff a Brinks truck, tears in the rain.
And yo, this is some ill shit. Do you see how humanity is expressing itself? You see who called you and checked up on you. You see who think they know everything. Yeah. I'm not talking about people that's working, actually doing shit. I'm talking about the motherfuckers that. I'm not talking about nobody. I'm saying I'm talking to y'all how we know the world to be around these times. Yeah. This is a beautiful thing. For real. God is so good. For real. For the manifestation of defect. You is able to see. You was able to see who you would have been in crisis and who other people would have been in crisis as well. Is this a real crisis? Are we still in the beginning of a crisis? Are we in the middle of it or the end of it? I don't know. But I know one thing. We are very aware of where each other stand. You heard? That's clear. You heard? Some shit, this is, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. It's no complaints. Can't complain about a motherfucking thing when it manifests itself. You heard? That's like, it's mind fucking yourself. Acting like it's a difference between how things should be and how things is. There's a difference between how things should be and how things are. Ideally, everybody should listen to you. You know everything. Yeah. But some people's metric for listening is measured based off of their own prowess and ability. You heard? And I'm telling you, the beauty of being a teacher on an independent level is this. I get to teach as my life is a lesson. You heard? And then I get to be my authentic self. But I see the struggles, man, of people who have to augment their self just to appeal to y'all. Just appealing to y'all. When people go all out of their way to appeal to y'all don't know how much they are divesting of their true self. You heard? Trying to appeal to y'all vestigially. You feel me? At what expense is that? You know how much money it costs to look cute for y'all? And y'all is never satisfied. When I say y'all, I'm looking at this shit and I can see myself. I'm speaking to myself as I speak to you. You know how we speaking, right? That people spared no expense to impress, man. And then they got it where people was listening to whoever can impress the best. You heard? Now, what does that do to the man that got to shine shoes? The man that got to shine shoes, man, he get a bankroll. You heard? Peep game. If everybody needs shoes to look good, the man that shines shoes is a legend. He ain't have to make no shoes. His job is to shine shoes. His metric is knowing that people is not willing to shine their own. You heard? I give you a similitude. You ain't got to look like a bankroll or have one. You heard? And you can look like a bankroll and have spent all your money trying to impress y'all. You heard? Niggas be counting niggas' money. Count your money. You heard? count your money. After you count your money, you know you got money. This is when you really got a bankroll. You really got a bankroll when you only known for feeding people. Because that's the highest level of enlightenment. You heard? You may already have a bankroll because you have your whole life been facilitated the task of feeding people. I know some people that their entire duty is feeding people. And then the shit that they do to get the bread and how they get it, man, the universe have a way of protecting them, man. You heard? Because their major occupation is, this is the thing, this is how the universe is ill, yo. This is when we in a teaching moment right now, right? Do you know what'll block you from a bag? When you be like this, wait till I get this money and watch how I stun on these niggas. The universe know you ain't really built like that to be stunting on nobody. You gonna fuck. The universe wants you a little longer because you special. The universe don't want you in the penitentiary because you had to defend yourself because you went to style on the wrong nigga and they bodied you. You heard, or you bodied them or whatever. You in the dirt, he in the dirt, you in the jail, they in the jail, both y'all in jail. You chill. You heard? Chill. Start using that sentimentality in that psychology to say, wait till I get this bread and see how I'm going to feed my homies. See how I'm going to buy shoes for people that can't get shoes. Remembering when I ain't have no shoes. When I couldn't buy me no sneakers or nothing to look fly. You heard? And the pressure that it brought on people. Or creating environments where people ain't even got to think about. Because the working man, that nigga wear his little uniform. Ain't nobody worried about that with his keys on the side of his shit, with his boots on, his keys and all that shit. Ain't nobody worried about that nigga outfit. That nigga look like a bankroll because he look functional. You heard? He looks functional. You feel me? For real. They got young people ashamed of wearing ties and suits and having jobs. Y'all niggas is crazy. And a lot of y'all is lames. A lot of y'all is fake tough and you ain't got no felonies. You sitting up waiting for your mans and them to do something for you and you playing tricks with your life. You selling crack and ain't nobody smoking no crack nowhere. You heard? You playing yourself. You playing yourself and you be around niggas that don't take care of their kids too. A lot of y'all niggas is doing that too. Y'all hang out and then you always wondering who, y'all niggas got everybody paperwork in y'all pocket. Everybody know who ratting. The same niggas that know who ratting is the same niggas hanging out with niggas that don't take care of their kids. How about that? You heard? Y'all niggas is crazy. The priorities of the black mind. And then you make a nigga feel bad who got a job. You heard? A nigga that got a job, that's noble. Then you make a nigga feel bad because he with a whiz that got other niggas' kids. Ho nigga. Ain't nothing wrong with that nigga taking care of them people kids, that girl kids. The nigga ain't there taking care of them. You heard? How they gonna eat? You heard? They shouldn't have no daddy. Cause they daddy ain't wanna be no daddy. We don't know why he couldn't be no daddy. That ain't the point. How the fuck you gonna sit up and making fun of a nigga that's taking care of somebody else's kids? And you niggas ain't taking care of nobody. Not even your own kids. You heard? So, you know, conscious shit. Conscious shit is who you feeding. You heard? Rich people feed people. You heard? And if you ain't got no food to put in a nigga mouth, you got a hug, you got a handshake, you got wise words of instruction, you got I love you. You heard? For real. You got a word, a good word. You heard? You got a good word. You got a good word. So it's time to start celebrating people for when niggas do good. Start celebrating niggas when they do good, man. Tell niggas that they did good, man, because they ain't never been celebrated for that, man. And if you don't do it, they not gonna do no good shit no more. We live and we operate on developmental psychology, man. It's but so much shit I could tell you, man. For real. You can only get the best part of me that you see me actually do shit. I don't just fat mouth. See, these niggas be fat mouthing and don't sell nothing. That's crazy. Nigga, you know, with all due respect, man, I put words together on paper and sell them and put my own designs in them. And I got several volumes of books. And I got mad students that got way more bread than me, more integrity than me, and way more wits about them. And I'm happy with that because my life is my message. I don't want nobody to be my student for the rest of their life neither. I want them to start teaching me something, nigga. Reach back. You heard? And get past the baton to the nigga that made the baton. How about it? I'll run the race with you. For real. That's my shit. But we gonna see, these are some times where we gonna see who down with who. You heard? A lot of niggas is fucking off their relationships with people that love them. You heard? Or people that used to fuck with them. A lot of niggas, I'm gonna tell you, watch. When this shit clear up, you gonna see people missing in circles. Certain circles. Watch. Because niggas wasn't acting right. Niggas wasn't acting right. They was counting them chickens. Counting them chickens. Counting they chickens, your chickens, counting everybody chickens. Nigga got the swine flu now. Counting them chickens without gloves on. Oh shit, my album is done. I just gotta send one thing to Dot. I can't have no album without Black Dot on it. That's one of mine. You know what I mean? Not no dog food joint. Dot gotta be on that.
Word to my birth. Glass on the casket, Hermes hearse. Horse in the carriage, Duke in the Duchess. OG Kush in the Duchess. Hit a few corners, slopes for the function. Let me hold something. Matter of fact, you know what? Fiends only one cut. Shit hit different on the wake up. Fake dope feel all different in they guts. Figure out how to sniff a Brinks truck. Tears in the rain, hot game from a lane. Coke in they slang, nigga. Cradle to the graveyard. Brave in the center yard. Truth is the knife if your life is a sentence. Jail shit can't kill Abel like a menace. God is the light at the end of a pipe, nigga. Sticks on the boxes, ricks on the foxes. 17 shots is word to the Molly, nigga. Doggone fixes. The words to the project. Jump over fences. The devil eat Christians. I am a dead man. My life was a fiction. My death a myth. Can you get the drift? We about to make moves. Bread about to shift. Blood on the iceberg history. Rolex robbery. Gangland mystery. Tattoo teardrops. Crime scene heresy. Fat God hungry, nigga. Food don't miss me. Master the Pentateuch in the penitentiary. Master your mind, nigga. Master your memory. Savagery. Moors from the turn of the 8th to the 15th century. Allow me to speak, please. Teach, please. I'm what the 5th Beatle be. I'm what the 5th Beatle might be. I'm not the one to deceive, boy. I'm the last thing that a dead nigga see, boy. Chemical Ali, artificial lean, nigga. Martin Luther King, nigga. Nothing for a sleeper but a dream, nigga. AA's a teacher, Rashid's a fiend. Rocket lovers blind, hotter than July. Every day is fucking summer, every day is summer when you motherfucking high. Sun said, God bless the dead though. Nothing come to a sleepy nigga but the feds though. Hey, word to my birth, nigga. Glass on the casket, Hermes hearse. Horse in the carriage, Duke in the Duchess. OG Kush in the Duchess. Hit a few corners, slopes for the functions. Let me hold something, nigga. Let me hold something. Yeah, bro. Let me hold something for the hoes get you, man. For real. That little bit of money, that shit burn in your pocket there, bro. Come on, do something with that shit, man. You finna fuck that off. You heard? Yeah. Yeah. Throwing that money. Throw it at me. Fuck you talking about. Yeah. Let me hold something for the hoes, bitch. For real. Yeah. Tell them, Dirty.
Texas in this motherfucker. What's up?
Diggs, Noise, JR.
I love Texas.
Shout out.
For real. Cracking